Okay. Good morning. Thank you so much for the expectations. I'm glad you picked something tomorrow. And on the expectations, there is no transport refund. So if anybody is expecting transport refund, please, you maybe go and get transport elsewhere. Here we are only giving knowledge only. So today's program is largely around now when you get in. Yesterday we talked about how you look for jobs, how you prepare yourself for opportunities, how do you pitch yourself to clients if you're a business person, how you're supposed to write your cover letter, your CV. Today, our sessions are going to focus on when you get there, because some of you are already doing gigs, already employed. So how do you behave? So it's about communication and professionalism at work. So now when you get in, there are some expectations. How do you work in a team? How do you collaborate? How do you continuously build yourself? Continuous learning? Things like that. Does that make sense? So ethics and integrity is a big issue in Uganda these days. Corruption. Somebody talked about nepotism yesterday. How do you become a professional that is respected, that has integrity, that employers want to keep? Because it might be easy getting a job after you apply. Yesterday we looked at interview skills. You get in there and then you mess yourself up. So our sessions today is to discuss how do you keep that job? How do you keep that client? If you are an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, if you do gigs, how do you make sure that the customer service that you're giving is keeping your clients with you? That's what we're looking at. Yeah? Largely that. We were supposed to touch on remote work if the mentor comes, but as part of remote work, at least we have someone among us, a participant, Ayebade, who yesterday when she introduced herself, it was very interesting. I don't know how many of you have heard of virtual assistants as a job. Have you? How many? Put up your hands. Yeah? So it's interesting, but I'll let her dive into it. So our first session for today will be on virtual assistants. She's a coach, and she does the job herself, so she's the best person to tell you how you can get in, what your interest would be. Also, then you can engage her after. She can coach you. So I'd like to welcome our first speaker. After that session, we will have a panel discussion with all our mentors on those topics that I've just mentioned: communication and professionalism at work. So I will pass around, as she's doing her presentation, you'll ask her questions. I'll pass around papers, small papers. I need you to write questions or clarifications you need to make in those areas I've mentioned. It's about communication and professionalism at work. So about teamwork, so ask any questions about also because it's not just about being an employee, you can also be self-employed. You need to ask questions about how to keep your clients, about customer service, about how to get clients, things like that. So we'll make it a discussion. The mentors will be here and they will answer the questions that they can, but also we'll have you guys, because you also have experience, contribute to the discussion. Is that okay? Yeah. So like I said, today's program is going to be short. After, I think we're going to have a certificate award ceremony for our learners who have been with us since January, and they've been on the 10X program I talked about yesterday. They've been doing basic skilling. So they'll be receiving their certificates this afternoon, but you're welcome to join us to celebrate with them. But otherwise, our program for the workshop will end at around lunchtime, if I'm not mistaken. Angel, is that right? Yeah. Okay. So, let me not waste the time. Please come and take it away. Thank you so much, Mama. Can we give her?
Good morning, ladies. How are you doing? So, I want you to turn to your neighbor. If you're seated beside a lady, turn to your neighbor and tell her, you look so beautiful. Some people are not talking. Turn to your neighbor. If you're seated to a lady, turn to your neighbor and tell them, you look so beautiful. So since the year began, I've seen many beautiful ladies, but yesterday when I walked into this room, even this morning, I realized there are many beautiful ladies. You ladies are beautiful. Clap for yourselves. So I am called Dora Ayebare. I am a virtual assistant and a virtual assistant coach at the same time. So I'm very privileged. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak to these beautiful ladies about what virtual assistance is and what a virtual assistant does. So how many of you have ever heard about the word virtual assistance? You're not hearing it for the first time. So I see many of you are hearing it for the first time, so I'm here to take you through what virtual assistance means and what a virtual assistant does. Somebody say remote work. You people are not speaking. We are about to get break tea. We are about to get break tea, so cheer up. Somebody say remote work. Okay, so get me the slides, yes. Virtual assistance, the future of work. What it is, how it works. Okay, of course by me, Dora Yebare. Next slide. So this is the introduction. I am called Dora Yebare. I am a VA and a VA coach. I started my journey in 2021 during lockdown, and I found it fulfilling and chose to take it on as my main job. So my main job is virtual assistance. I majorly do virtual assistance. 2023, I dived into VA coaching, and I found it even more fulfilling because now I was helping young women, stay-at-home moms, to get skills that would help them to earn from wherever they are. I've trained over 300 students, and most of them are earning from home now. I'm so passionate about virtual assistance because it gives me the freedom and the flexibility to work from anywhere, with anyone, both here and international, while doing other things, even if it is looking after my kids. So let's go to the next slide. That was my introduction. Let's go to the next slide. So what you're going to learn through my presentation today, number one, you're going to learn what is virtual assistance. And then secondly, you're going to learn how it works. Then number three, you're going to learn about the benefits for businesses and virtual assistants. And then you're going to see how you can get started as a virtual assistant. Next slide. So what is virtual assistance? Okay, let me see. The definition of virtual assistance is providing administrative, creative, or technical support remotely to businesses or individuals. So precisely, a virtual assistant is a person who provides technical services, remote support, administrative support, creative support remotely. Remotely means that you don't need to meet a client, you don't need to meet a student, you don't need to meet the business owner. You totally do the work from your home, at the comfort of your home, while handling other tasks. You're able to provide your services and you get paid. Isn't that beautiful? How many of you would love to be remote workers? You don't have to move looking for jobs here and here, dropping your CVs in offices and all that. But you can do everything at the comfort of your home without meeting anyone. And then you get paid. So the key idea is that VAs help businesses save time, cut costs, and focus on growth. So majorly, why businesses opt for virtual assistants instead of the service providers who come in is that we virtual assistants, we save time. We save time because we are very fast at what we do and we can juggle many things at a go. So we also cut costs. For example, if you have an office and you're to hire someone to come in every day, maybe to do the secretarial job, it means you're going to provide transport, you're going to provide meals, you're going to have issues here and there, they are coming in late. But if I am a virtual assistant and I'm working from home, it means I will have my own tools, for example, my own phone or laptop. It means you will save time because if it is 8 a.m., I have to do a certain task, I will do it at that time and you will get your work done without any trouble that someone is reporting late. And then, of course, it will be cutting on the costs of transport and all that because I will be doing the work from home. So no need of spending transport, money, rent and all that. I will be meeting my own costs, but yet helping your business grow and moving forward. So that's what a virtual assistant can help businesses. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Yes, so let's see the types of virtual assistants. So number one is administrative support. So this includes email management, calendar management, appointment setting, document preparation. Okay. Document preparation, data entry, and community management. These are the admin tasks you can do, but you are doing them remotely. So even if you're admin assistant, but you're a walk-in one, you provide these services. But here we are looking at being a virtual assistant, that now that you're providing services from the comfort of your home, you don't have to walk in the office to provide the service. You can do all that from the comfort of your home. Then there is creative support. That is graphic design, content creation and scheduling, social media management, and marketing. Then we have technical support. That is website management, customer service, bookkeeping, and many others. So all of these services, you can choose to specialize and you say, me, I'm going to be an admin virtual assistant, or I'm going to be a creative virtual assistant, or I'm going to be a technical virtual assistant. Are you following? Yes, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, how virtual assistance works. So number one is the client identifies tasks to delegate. How many of you here are business owners? You are running a business, physical business. You are very few. Okay. If you're here, you're running a business and you have business pages all over social media, can I see your hand? If you have them, you know how tiresome those tasks can be. Waking up every morning, thinking of the content to create, thinking of how you're going to schedule it, thinking of posting here and here, here and here. So now that you're a business owner, you have a physical business. So like right now, you're my client. I'm seeing my clients. So a client realizes that they have tasks that they cannot keep up with every day. Of course, you have to come at the shop, you have to clean, you have to do what, you have to handle this and this. But remember, there is another aspect of marketing on social media. Of course, now the world is transforming into digital. Everything is going digital. If you have a business and you are not on internet, you're missing out a lot. So, if you have chosen to go into the digital space and you want to have customers all over, and then you want to go into social media marketing and all that, you will find that it is time consuming. You cannot be there physically for your business and then you again be online juggling here and there. So that's where a virtual assistant comes in. Me, I will come in and take up those tasks, the time consuming tasks that you have to do daily, but you find you will not be consistent because you have other aspects of business to handle. Are you following me? So, how virtual assistance works is that a client identifies the tasks they want to delegate. And then number 2, a virtual assistant offers services remotely. After the client has identified the tasks they want to delegate, maybe I'm looking for a social media manager. You wake up early, juggle here and here, go and shop, and do all that. I don't have time to go on social media and post here and here, identify where my target market is. So now a virtual assistant enters and says, okay, you just mind about this side, I will take up these tasks, delegate them to me, and I will help you. Are you following me? Then number 3, communication is done via email, Zoom, Google Meet, Slack, WhatsApp. So those are the platforms. If I'm engaging with my clients, those are the platforms we use. We can communicate via email, via Zoom, via Google Meet, Slack, and WhatsApp, so that I can keep in touch with my clients. Then number 4, payments are made through online platforms. For example, PayPal, bank transfer, and mobile money. So one of the issues I've had, most of my students, when they have not enrolled, they always ask, how am I going to get my payments from those people abroad? That should not bother you. That should not bother you. After all, the virtual assistants, they are paid even before we work. We are paid before we work. We have an agreement, we are going to do these tasks and these tasks for me. We agree maybe monthly you're going to be giving me this much. So you have to pay me, then I start working. So we first sort this issue, but payments can be made through PayPal, through bank transfer, through mobile money. For example, I've had a client who is based in Sweden, but they are the apps they use to send money to Uganda. So I receive the payment through mobile money. It comes as mobile money. So payments, they are very possible. We go to the next slide. So we go to the benefits of virtual assistance. So the benefits of virtual assistance to businesses, number 1 is that it saves money. So there is no office space or full-time salaries. Full-time salaries, I mean there are tasks that are maybe, they can be done in 1 hour, maybe, or a week, or what so, and you want to get them done immediately. So you don't need to hire someone to come to office and do this or that. But if you say today, I want maybe a flyer, I want maybe to make a report, I want maybe data entry, this or that, you don't have to have hired someone to come into your office to do that. You can just get a virtual assistant who can get your work done in a week, and that's all. Then no office space. For example, you have a business, you don't have to call someone now for you, sit here, this is your office, then you have to rent, that you're renting space for an office that is not there. So it saves money. That's why, by the way, virtual assistance is most business people, they rather use virtual assistants instead of hiring someone to come and sit in an office that you admin. So yeah, it saves them money for the business owners. Then the next is that it boosts productivity. If you compare a business that is not having a virtual assistant and a business that is working with a virtual assistant, those businesses are different. You will find that the business that is working with a virtual assistant, it is more productive. It is more productive because the world has gone digital. For example, if you have a boutique and you sit at your boutique, you wait for the walk-in clients. Remember, let me give an example. You have a shop maybe in Easyview. How many boutiques are in Easyview? There are very, very many. Which means if you sit in your shop at Easyview and you wait for walk-in clients, you can testify that you can even spend a week without selling, because people will come, they bargain, they go to the next person, they bargain, they go to the next person, and by the time they get to the 10th person, they will not remember even where your shop was located. You get it? So I have got a chance to partner with a shop in Easyview. But okay, she's my friend. I got there, I told her, I have an idea. We can create a TikTok page. We can start creating content. We do this and this. It will help you increase the sales. She said, okay, I don't know anything. Please get my phone, do whatever you want to do. Let's see how it works. So I got the page, the phone. We created a page. It is called P Fashions. If you can go on your TikTok, you can find it there. And you will find that most of the videos, I'm the one in those videos. P Fashions. So, and we shoot the first video. It went viral. She got like over 20 clients. The people want convenience. The good thing with these online things is that it is convenient. So this gives convenience. People don't want to go to town, then bargain, then go from this shop, then go to this place, then go to. They don't want that. If you provide them a certain kind of environment that they can go, you give them the varieties of maybe the dresses you have, then someone chooses whatever she wants, then they can contact you maybe on WhatsApp or what, you bargain on the prices, then someone can come knowing the location, knowing the person, they just come and pick whatever they want to pick and they go. Or you can also put delivery services. I just tell you this is the dress I want, okay? Do you have it? Yes. How much? This. You send on this account, I just deliver your dress. Where are you? I'm in Katete. I get a border, I deliver your dress. So a business that has a virtual assistant, it is more productive than that one that sits there and waits for walk-in clients. So yes, it boosts productivity for business owners. Then another thing is that you get access to skilled professionals worldwide. So the world of virtual assistants is growing at a very high speed. And there are very, very many virtual assistants. So you can try this one, this one, this one, this one. You get access to many, many skilled professionals worldwide. And by the way, virtual assistants, if you're a trained virtual assistant, you're very skilled, you can do the work. Because virtual assistants can multi-purpose. They can do many things at a go. So that's why businesses prefer virtual assistants. Then to the virtual assistants, now you who want to venture into virtual assistants, you want to be a virtual assistant, you want to work from home, you want to be a remote girl like me. So the benefits of working as a virtual assistant is that it gives you flexible work. There are many opportunities. You just choose who you want to work with. I don't know if you're following me. There are many business people that come to me. There are many clients that come to me, but I just choose. I say, no, this one I want to work with her, let me work with this one. So as a virtual assistant, you're open to flexible work. You can work from anywhere. You're not limited by distance. Me, I'm telling you, some people are seeing me for the first time, but some people have seen me online. If you've ever come, anything that has something like Zion Online Solutions Uganda, that is me. So it gives you that flexibility, that freedom. Me, I've worked with clients who don't even know whether I'm a male, whether I'm a female. Some people don't know my name, they just call me Zion. But they've ever sent me payments, I've ever done tasks for them, but they don't know me physically. And I'm telling you the truth, I've never met any of my clients or any of my students. The only student I've met is Esther. Wave to the people. That was my student. I trained her virtual assistants, and she told me she's in Mbarara. I'm also in Mbarara. I invited her to WiTU. We met like that, but during the course of the training, I never met her. So, and even the clients, I've had clients in Sweden, I've had clients in Egypt, I have clients in UAE, but I've never met any of them yet. I work for them, they send payments, and we move on. So that's the beauty of virtual assistants. You can work from anywhere. Nobody cares. My clients don't care. They don't care whether I'm short, whether I'm tall. They don't even know the level of education. They don't know. But what they care is that, do you get the tasks done? You get it? So that is the flexibility and the freedom part of being a virtual assistant. Then another thing is that you're open to multiple income streams. For example, these virtual assistance gigs are not time consuming. They are not time consuming. What I mean is that you can take over 10 clients at a go. It is not that now that I'm working with this one, so I have to drop this one. No. You can get as many clients as possible. You can take on as many gigs as possible, which means if you get this gig, it is giving you 500K, you get another one, 300K, you get another one, 800K. It means you're getting unlimited income. So the beauty of working as a virtual assistant is that you're open to multiple income streams. You get that? Yes, so another thing is that you get the opportunity to specialize. Now, like we've said, we have the creative virtual assistants, we have the admin virtual assistants, we have the technical support. So you get the opportunity to specialize. For example, I always advise my students, if you're done with the whole course, because me, I teach the whole of these things, but I always tell them, you try them all. Along the way, you're going to find something that is fulfilling or something that you love doing. For example, you can learn the whole course, but at the end of the day, you find, I enjoy content creation, or I enjoy social media management, and then you can choose to specialize in that thing. But that's the beauty of being a virtual assistant. You can specialize. We go to the next slide. So these are examples of the real life examples. Number one, business owner outsourcing social media to a VA. Most of these things I've explained them as I was talking before. A business owner, you outsource social media to a VA. For example, you have a business and there are certain tasks that they are repetitive. They are repetitive. For example, you have to post daily on all social media platforms and you don't have that time. So you outsource to a social media virtual assistant and we handle that for you. Then next is entrepreneur hiring a VA for admin tasks. The admin tasks, document preparation and all that. So if you are an entrepreneur, you don't have time to juggle here and here, sort out this and that, you can hire a VA. We do the admin tasks for you. Maybe you want to make a report, you want to make a research, maybe you're a hiring company and all that, but you don't have time to do all that. You can outsource from a virtual assistant, and we do all that for you at a very small fee, by the way. So, yeah, a coach hiring a VA for client follow-ups. Yes, I've gotten an opportunity to work with a personal growth coach. So you can work with, if you're a coach, maybe you're a financial coach. I've also worked with a financial coach. If you're a coach and of course, you're doing a lot of things, and these tasks, they are repetitive. So you can hire a VA for client follow-ups. For us, we follow up your clients, we book appointments for you, we do everything. We do everything for you so that we ease in the work. If the appointment is set for 10 a.m., I just alert you that now it is time for the meeting. But without being bothered here and here, you miss out the appointments and all that. So a virtual assistant helps you in that way. Next slide. So, how many of you would like to venture into virtual assistants? Yes. So this is how you get started. How to get started as a virtual assistant, how to get started as a remote worker, how to work from home, how to work from your phone. This is how you get started. So you're going to start with learning the basics, the basic digital skills. That is ICT, communication and organization tools. How many of you here are moms? Moms. By the way, I'm also a mom. I'm a mom of 2. One handsome man of God and one beautiful woman of God. So, start with the basics, communication and organization tools. Why I asked you whether you're moms is that the experience of being a mom, you already have the skills of being a virtual assistant, because a mom wears many hats. You find that you want to go from here, you want to go to Chizungu market to shop, you want to go home, you want to cook, you want to get kids from school, you're wearing many hats. So mothers, we have those skills. And those skills that you have, you can start with those ones. So you learn the basics, ICT, communication and organization tools. But even if you don't know ICT, you can, as long as you get someone to guide you, you can work using your phone. Yes, so the next thing is that you choose a niche, admin, creative or technical. Which services do you want to provide? There are many tasks, there are many roles a virtual assistant can do. So you just have to choose and say, okay, let me provide these services. Let me provide this. Let me specialize in this. So, yeah. Then the next is set up online presence, LinkedIn, websites, and all over social media. So as you're starting out as a VA, there is no one who's going to know that you're a VA if you're not online. I've had a problem with a student who came to learn virtual assistance, and we went in the first lesson, and the lady told me, I'm not a social media girl. I was like, what? Why did you even pay your money to enroll? But of course, money once sent to me, it is not refundable. It is not refundable. Whether you come and you say, this is not what I wanted. If money has come into my account, that is my money. I don't refund. So that girl said that, I'm not a social media person. I don't know. So the you have to open the business pages, you have to be online, you have to be there, talk about what you do. You get it? So then another thing, you have to build a portfolio and pitch for the clients. You have to be having a portfolio. There are softwares where you can go and create a portfolio. Those who are interested after here, you're going to come to me and I will guide you on how you can, the softwares that we use and how you can build up your portfolio. Then another thing is that you start with the skills you already have and the tools you already have, and keep learning, keep advancing. You don't have to have it all figured out before you start. You don't have to know it all. When I was starting, I didn't know everything. But along the way, when I discovered that this is what I want to do, this is what I love doing, this is what means fulfilling work to me, I started advancing. I started learning everything. You don't have to know everything before you start as a virtual assistant. You start with the tools that you have. I've had some people say, I won't do virtual assistants. It needs you to get a laptop. Can you imagine that these slides you see here, I did it with my phone. With my phone. You get it? So don't say, I don't have enough. No, you are enough. What you have is enough. Then this one was like a tip. Do it scared, but do it anyway. Growth happens when you're in motion. You have to start going. Growth will find you there. Do you have another slide, or that's all? That's all. So thank you so much. If you are interested in becoming a virtual assistant, you want to know the softwares. What I didn't tell you is the softwares that we use to do all those tasks and the hiring sites. Yes, there are many hiring sites for virtual assistants. So if you were interested in that, please come to me after here or after in the evening. Come to me, I will guide you in everything, and you will be able to be the virtual assistant you become. Thank you so much.
Thank you so. All right, thank you so much, Dora. Another round of applause, because she came as a participant, so it's always good to the networks you go to. Just like she's talking about, you have to make yourself seen, you have to make yourself visible. Whether you've gone to a place as a participant, you can become a facilitator like she has. We're very, very grateful, Dora. I've always envied people who can do virtual assistants, who can work remotely. But I think anybody can do it, especially you guys who are digitally skilled. So please take her up on her offer. Go to her, engage her, learn more about it, also check online. There's so many resources you can use. Now I'm going to ask us to grab a cup of tea, because some of you must not have eaten anything since morning. So grab a cup of tea. Let's use 15 minutes. Maria, is that enough, you think? She will take you in table so that we don't crowd the breakfast table. You want something to say? Pardon? You have a question for her. Okay. As Maria leads the tables there, let's ask our questions to Dora. Those who want to ask her out loud, but otherwise we shall have a panel here. You'll have a chance to ask her more questions. But also those white papers, for those who were not here earlier when I gave the instruction. I said today's session is going to be about when you are already in work, about how you're expected to conduct yourself at work, about communication at work, about professionalism, ethics, integrity, about teamwork, collaboration, about continuous learning, things that you do when you're already at work. Ask your questions on those papers for the mentors to answer. Yeah, but also for people who are interested in business, ask about client relations, customer service, how to build your client base, how to be visible on social media. Just write 1, 2, or 3 questions on those papers. But also you'll have a chance to ask on the microphone. They'll be here, all the mentors. Okay, is that understood? Is it clear now? What isn't clear? What isn't clear? Can your neighbor explain to you? Because I have tried. I don't know how else to explain. Today's sessions. Remember yesterday's session? Okay, please give me your ears. The last time. Yesterday's sessions were about preparing yourself for work, right? What you need to do, how you need to draft your CV, how your cover letter, how you conduct yourself in an interview, how you dress, etc. Is that right? Today's sessions are about when you get into work. What we are interested in seeing is that you stay in that job. So, how do you behave when you've got the job, when you've got the client? Is that okay? How do you how do you make your customer happy, keep your customer satisfied? How do you get more clients? How do you work in a team at work when you've been employed? How do you collaborate? Questions like that. Some of you are already in work, and I'm sure you're getting some of these challenges at work. How do you deal with a difficult manager? How do you deal with a difficult employee? How do you make yourself visible at work? How do you get a promotion? Things like that. This is me, but I'm saying you must have questions. So write those questions on that small piece of paper that you want to ask the mentors. Yes? Is that clear now? Yes? Perfect. So write those questions on those pieces of papers and please submit them to Evelyn. Evelyn. So Evelyn is going to ask a question, but please submit your questions to her. And then we shall give them to the mentor. We shall ask the mentors to answer them after tea. Is that okay? Thank you. Please write in clear handwriting that we can read. Thank you. So Evelyn has a question for?
Okay, thank you, Madam. Good morning, members, once again. My question is going to our presenter, Madam Dora, but I have to first thank you for the wonderful presentation that you have given to us, and I understand that most of us have learned what a virtual assistant is. Now, my question is, I understand that when you're doing this role as a virtual assistant, you're ready to meet every task that is given to you, however much you're not confident or qualified in that field. So my question is, let's say, what if I have my business and I want to do stock taking or I want to do some auditing within my business? How sure or how will you handle that client, and how will you make sure that the service delivered has been delivered effectively? Maybe let's say you have ordered for an auditor or someone to do stock taking. You as a person that is not qualified in that field, how would you know that what the auditor has done or that one that has taken stock taking has done, is it really perfect? Is it effective? Will it help the client, or will the client say, oh, thank you, what you have done is good? Thank you, Madam Dora.
Okay, thank you so much for that question, but there is no shame in saying no if you really don't know. You get it? There is no shame as a virtual assistant if someone gives you a task that you know you're not sure or you don't know how to do it. There is no shame in saying no, I will not do that or I can't do that. But then another thing, under Zion Online Solutions Uganda, we have, it's like a virtual assistance hub. I don't work alone. So if you come up with a task that I know that this one I don't know, I know there are professionals in that field that can do the job for you. Because of course there are people who come to me, but I tell you, okay, let me refer this one, or let me give this one the job, or this and that. So we are like a hub. When you come to us, you want stock taking and all that, and maybe I don't personally have those skills. I can delegate to another person and we can get you the job done very perfectly. I don't know if you're satisfied. Yeah, thank you.
Questions for her? Yeah?
Okay, thank you. I would like to ask, is it for everyone who is like a virtual assistant to have an account with the ATM card and is it for a person working as a virtual assistant to have a visa or an ATM card sort of? Is it a must?
Thank you so much. If you're looking at booking on international clients, yes, you have to have a visa card and all that. You have to have a bank account because, yes, you will find that some people cannot transfer through mobile money. You will find that a client is saying, give me your bank details, I want to send the payment. So to make it very, very possible for you to work with that client, you have to have everything. You have to have the account, you have to have the mobile money, you have to have the merchant codes, you have to have everything so that if you get an international client, they are able to pay you smoothly. And then another thing, as a virtual assistant, as virtual assistants, we always, for example, in the services I provide, I have running ads. Yes, we run ads online. If you have an event or maybe a new product you're putting on board and you would like it to get to a wider audience, so we run ads for you, those sponsored ads. The posts you see online that have the word down that says sponsored, so that is an ad. So we do those things. And one of the ways that you can achieve that is you have to use a visa card. You have to use a visa card. So if you're looking into doing that one also, yes, please get a bank account. Yes, and you will be good to go. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for giving me this chance. And I wanted to ask just, is it possible for someone to be a admin assistant and at the same time to be a document assistant or?
Yes, please. Yes, please. You can provide everything as long as you have the skills, you've mastered them, you can provide. That's why we say that virtual assistants can multitask. They can multitask. You can provide admin support, you can provide technical support, you can provide creative support, as long as you're very confident in the skills you have and you can deliver. The problem is eating a client's money and then you fail to deliver. If you don't know anything, just be honest and say, this one, I don't know it, but I can refer you to someone who can do it better. But as long as you have the skills, yes, you can provide everything. Thank you.
Thank you for responding to those questions, ma'am. Thank you. Again, I'd like to repeat, please use those little white papers. If you want more, please find out. Or you can write in your notebook, you'll get a chance to ask. We're going to have a panel of mentors who are going to give guidance about how to deal with your clients when you're running a business, when you're an entrepreneur, but also when you do actually land the job. How do you make sure you keep that job? Yeah, for those who are already in work right now, who are doing part-time, volunteer work, that is still work. If you're interning, If you have questions, if you've come across challenges at work about how to deal with your colleagues, please write down your questions so that we can discuss how you can circumvent these challenges, how we can find solutions to some of the problems that you're finding at work. It's very important that it's as important to try and keep that job as it is to get into that job. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. So please ask your questions. I know some of you don't have any experience from work. You have never had any experience working. You can also ask questions about how to get internship places, because these are people who have been in the ecosystem of work
So we are going to resume the session, and we're going to start off with a panel featuring some of our mentors, some from yesterday, some that have joined us today, and you're going to be discussing some of the questions that you actually have for them, right? So I'm going to invite Mr. Sankara Biarohanga as our first panelist. Please clap for them as they come forward. Then we are going to have Miriam Kababito as our second panelist. Please clap for them as they come. Then we are going to have Mr. Gonzaga as our third panelist. Then we are going to have Dr. Joshua Mwebembezi as our other panelist. Then we are going to have Keitesi Aisha as our panelist. Please clap for them as they come. Then we are going to also have Gideon as our other panelist. Please clap for them as they come. All right, so like I mentioned, the panel will be focusing on the questions that you actually have for these people, right? And we believe that they have the expertise that you actually need. So we are going to start off with the first question, and I'm going to direct this to Mr. Sankara Biarohanga. And she's asking, how do I position myself for a promotion at work?
Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen in the building, is it afternoon? Oh.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning.
Good morning.
I am called Sankara Biarohanga. I'm the National SBDC lead for the Innovation Village, SBDC Small Business Development Centers. And so we have one in Mbarara, Gulu, Jinja, Kampala, all those. Sumaya, I'm going to have you repeat the question.
All right, so she is asking that, how do I position myself for a promotion at work?
Okay. How do I position myself for a promotion? Now, I introduced as a SBDC lead, but I would like to just briefly tell you that, for instance, I joined the Innovation Village as a community manager here in Mbarara. And the answer to the same question, how, for instance, I have attracted promotion, is definitely in how I have invested in improving self. So if I got an opportunity to serve as a community manager of only, say, Mbarara, can I do it so well that it will trigger the promotion? Or if in case there happens to be any new position in the organization, can they not avoid having you take on the position? So one, it will go to having an extra mile. You have your KPIs, you have what you need to be delivering on, but on top of that, would you be willing to go an extra mile? Now I'm saying extra mile because I believe that you, first of all, delivering on your mandate that they have given you has been already achieved. So number one is do well what you're expected, to be doing. Then two, look at how exactly can I use this to learn more and therefore do more for the organization. But that sounds really generic. It sounds academic. Now, when we come back to the real world, it's about what value you actually bring to the table. You remember, for those of you that are on social media and TikTok, there was recently a question of what do you bring on the table, okay? Now, that question crosses to the workspaces. So, beyond what I do, officially or professionally, you as a person have got to do something that is, relevant to the job, that anyone would think you're actually fit for the promotion. So while I served as community manager, it didn't stop me to thrive and push, for instance, Creative Campus, push SIBO, push creative media, because I am branding myself in that lane. That yes, I can serve as a community manager, as you know me, but should you give me a startup to run, call it SIBO, I can also deliver at this, and therefore should an opportunity,
so that they can see you and push you further for the next role. So now this one is asking, I'm going to direct, how does a person with less self-confidence work in an environment of many people and the job needs a lot of interaction? How best can such a person work best in that environment?
Pardon?
How does a person with less self-confidence work in an environment of many people?
Okay, thank you so much. How can someone with less self-confidence thrive in a space where there are so many people? Number one, I want to appreciate the fact that you already know that you're not confident enough. That's step number one. When you know yourself, you have somewhere to start from. And so understanding that you're not confident.
Okay, so make sure that you communicate effectively and make sure that you are understood by your partner, that I need to work, I need to grow, and therefore, if that does not make you understand that I need to get this job, then I really, I don't know, what would you do in that situation? Because I'm not yet married and I haven't experienced it, but I've heard it from other people. But it all boils down to communication and what you need in your life. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Joshua. Communication definitely does a lot for everyone. So I'm moving this question to Gideon. What do employers prioritize most when recruiting? Is it only academics, or rather, I can have good grades plus a ton of extra co-curricular activities?
Okay, thank you very much. Mostly on things that employers always prioritize, apart from your academia or apart from your education, there are also things that they always consider, but most of the time employees don't consider them and don't think about them. And I remember yesterday when they were explaining us about the questions, when they were giving us the common questions, they talked also about some points, and one of the points is the experience. Let's talk about the experience that you have, the work experience. First of all, how many years of experience have you worked since your education up to when you're applying for a job? Then also, secondly, apart from experience, there is also another thing which employers always also consider most, which is also when you talk about the appearance, there is also another thing that we always consider, which is the behavior. Because when you are presenting yourself to work, the appearance also will explain the behavior, but also the background that you are presenting. Then another thing from that question that employers always also consider, it is also it is also in behavior, but also it is the way you are presenting yourself. Because when you are talking to someone, let's say for example when it is interview, when you are talking to someone, it can describe. But also after interview, you can be also considered to work. But there is also another aspect that we always consider. Most of employees, when they have a job description, they always consider that this is what I can do, but I cannot do this extra thing. But an employer always look at people, look at employees and see what is that something that you are also doing, which is beyond something that they gave you to do. Then also, an example of that can be that there are those employees, before they do anything, they need first to come to the boss and ask, can I do this? Can I do this? But a good employee is that someone who can also suggest something to do. Like in a work, you can come to to your boss and say, on this point, maybe if we could do this in this way, could also bring a good result. Means you also bring your suggestion to work, not only doing exactly what they told you to do. Let's say, for example, they can tell you that there is a field that we need to go in the field. Let's say in Yumbe for this and this and this and this. Now, the employer is introducing that field to you because he or she want also to get some feedbacks and suggestions from you, and then when you are just receiving what he's telling you and you're like, okay, we can do this, accepting yes every time. When you are an employee, it is not good. Sometimes you can learn to say no, and sometimes you can say yes. If you see that this is not good for this work, I cannot do this, you can say also no. But when we are employers, sometimes we always fear our bosses, which is very bad. Yeah, I can use that word, which is very bad. We need to make sure that when we are having our boss, of course, yes, we need to respect them. We need to fear them, not at 100%. But we need only to do is to follow the guidelines, but also bring something on the table as it was spoken. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gideon. That has really been insightful. I'm moving this question to Keitesi. She's asking about more ideas on how to use social media since it works with numbers as a business. And from your talk yesterday, you mentioned about using social media.
Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to be here again. So, social media for business, I mean, every other time there's a platform that comes up, and the faster you engage with the platform, the faster you run than your competitors in the business. So I'm going to use an example of, the past 3 years, or not even 3 years, like 5 years, the biggest social media platforms were probably WhatsApp and Facebook. But now we have so many other social media platforms. So if you really want your business to be known on the socials, or you choose to say that I'm not only going to work on ground, is you have to take it up and be on all the platforms. Is it on TikTok? Are you on X? Are you on Instagram? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Facebook? Any platform that you know that it's called social media. Or if you have a business, do not cling in one area. Let's say that I'm going to focus only on TikTok, because other platforms have different clients and other platforms can get you different customers. And even when you've taken up your business, let it be known for something. Have a brand. That if I go on TikTok, I'm going to find something that relates to someone's cakes. But even when I go and check on Instagram, it's the same brand. So you keep your brand and be on all of them. I can't say that please focus on this and this. Be on all of them, because we have different people that are on different platforms. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the answer, Keisha. We are now going to move to Mr. Gonzaga. How do you handle a workmate who has mood swings, yet you have to deliver the work outcomes, but the workmate is actually rude?
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone in the room.
Good morning.
Yeah, so there's what they call emotional intelligence. And colleagues, emotional intelligence is more important than whatever we have been discussing here. So, you are working with this teammate and you realize he has mood swings. Behind those mood swings, probably he woke up, the English use the word waking up from the other side of the bed. Probably he had a quarrel with the husband or something happened. So it is human. Much as you are professional, it is human. I've found myself shout to colleagues, but that's not my behavior. So in that case, what do? use your emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is simply being self-aware. What is your strength? What is your weakness? But also to be able to read the situations that are around your environment. So, first, sometimes, depending on the mood, if it is not something of every day, you can probably excuse yourself that day. And then you can have a conversation of feedback to your colleague and say, your response in the morning did not go well with me, or it was unprofessional. So, of course, I know that in the workspaces that we work in, there are policies that guide the culture and environment in which we operate. So it's also important that in that workspace, all those are observed. But most importantly, build relations that are professional, but that are also go beyond, that are authentic. Because if you know so and so under pressure, he behaves like this, how do you work with him collaboratively, but also be able to support them to grow, than just observing and letting it go? You know someone, every time you make a program, this person comes late. Do you just keep quiet because you are teammates and maybe is your supervisor? So it gets to that authentic point where you have that relationship of openly discussing feedback to this person.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Gonzaga. I'm now pushing this question to Mr. Sankara. What's something you wish you knew when starting work? And I think you can answer this. Something you wish you knew when you started work, and what skills have advanced the most in your field?
Repeat the second.
What skills have helped you advance the most in your field?
Okay. So, well, I wish I knew that it, of course, as I would later come to find out, that it is not always as it appears, especially dealing with a number of people in a setting of work. First of all, as we come up, there's a whole setting of thinking they put in you, especially when you're chasing the grades, and you want to believe that, well, as long as I ace my course here, it is definitely going to be a straight line, even, for instance, say, managing people and the likes. But I have been in a workspace that is numbers based. So it's about results. How you have arrived at the numbers, there are few people that actually care. It's about, this week we need to be reaching this number, whether it is in income generation or a reach in programs like this. So at the end of the day, the more skills that you use to deliver the results, it comes back to you, and that's what is always going to be considered. And we've seen people that, for instance, while I was entering my professional kind of line, the people I used to, kind of salute, by the end of, say, the project and the likes, they are somewhere. They are somewhere because you have come up with numbers, their attention is on you, and they feel like you have some formula or a model that you may want to pass on to the rest of the team. And therefore, I wish, really, I knew that it's not about the title, it's not about the office, it's actually about doing what we expect from you. Now, the skills, I would big time go for branding. the way you brand yourself, the way you want the people to know about you, or I mean what to know about you, the more you want to keep the brand up there in terms of the knowledge, what you feed yourself, and basically, well, in a nutshell, what people know about you saves you big time. And therefore, I've quite used that. If they say LinkedIn, if you visit LinkedIn of anyone, it should be able to communicate somehow in a, a very brief way what you actually expect of them. If I viewed your status updates for a month, I am able to know that, well, with diplomacy you stretched here, and also with work you stretch here, but also with fun you stretch to this point. So I won't call it really, because these other technical skills you can have. I can be a very good photographer, I can be a very good manager, I can be good at finances, and then the rest. But what I have seen on top of that, really, it's about how you're actually packaging yourself for not just an employer, but also the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sankara. That hand clap is not enough. Okay, so I'm now moving this to Dr. Mwebembezi. So with AI automating many administrative tasks, what strategies should a virtual assistant use to stay irreplaceable?
Okay, thank you very much. So with AI, there is this misconception that AI is here to replace people, okay? And I was having an argument with a colleague recently that, who shared the same sentiment. But the truth is that AI is here to make you better, okay? So if you are doing something, a certain task within 24 hours, AI is here to help you make sure that you at least achieve that task in a much lesser time, okay? Depending on whatever you are doing. So I'll give you an example. We write software, okay? So if I'm writing software, I'll make sure that if I was previously writing a whole authorization page within 3 days, now I have AI that is going to pair with me, and we're going to make sure that we deliver that within a shorter time, like let's say 6 hours or 4 hours, okay? So how do you do it in that now these days there are so many automated things that can help people, do some of these things without need for human help. So what you do is this. What is that one thing? Because when you try to look at the different tasks that AI do, or the different AIs that are available, whatever they do, sometimes they do not match, they have not yet matched the level of the human expertise. Yes, they are overhyped, but they have not yet reached that level of human expertise. We saw it here yesterday when you were trying to design a brochure using AI. If I was doing it manually with my Illustrator, I would have been actually even better or faster. But you have to keep on telling the AI what to do in case you have not yet gathered that skill. So what do you do in this case? Try to look at your field that you are trying to do. Let's say you're doing social media marketing or social media management. Now, how do I pair with AI to make sure that I deliver exactly what is supposed to be delivered? What I do is I'll go to my AI, try to generate posts, maybe different posts, 30-day posts about a specific subject. Try to get those and refine them, okay? You can use AI entirely throughout that whole, get this post, iterate, read through, try to see, does it match exactly what you need? What is your audience wanting? What are the people that you're targeting, okay? What are the results that are expected? And try to keep on refining and refining. If you're doing graphics design, try to use AI to make sure that you come up with different concepts, okay? If you're doing web design, try to use AI to, of course, there is as a coder, it's not good to start using AI in your early stages. You need to understand some fundamentals, but if you have reached some level of expertise, try to use AI to pair with you, and try, if you're doing a small navbar within writing code and you're writing it manually, you're doing it within 30 minutes. Tell AI, generate for me this nav bar. I need, these are the navigations that I need, these are the links to put, and you'll see it do it within a few seconds. So if you're trying to survive in this era where we have AI now, make sure that you make it your partner, but not your competitor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joshua. So we are now moving this question to Miriam. How would you handle a situation where you join an organization that you've been praying to work with, but upon joining, you later find out it deals with illegal activities like corruption, and you're given orders from top managers that you either join us or you join us, but there is no exiting since you already know the secrets of the organization? How would you handle such a situation?
Yes, thank you so much. Whoever gave the question, you are smart. But how would I handle such a situation? I think number one, yesterday we talked about doing thorough research. If you are really intending to work with any organization, do a thorough research, thorough. Understand what the organization does, understand what they intend to do. And I want to believe that when you've done that, in addition to, this is very key, understanding your values as a person. What do you uphold, you as a person? What are your non-negotiables? Where do you draw the line? What are your boundaries? Yes, we love money, we want to make the money, but to what extent do you want the money? So when I understand my values and I do the work that I have to do when I'm looking for the job, I don't think I'll get myself in that trap. But again, if you're already there, I do not think it's too late. There's nothing as bad as working against your conscience. It is very hard. When you're doing something and you truly know inside yourself that it is wrong, it's not the right thing for you to do, there's nothing that, it's so discomforting, it's not fulfilling at all. So what I would say is, let's do the background work. Let's do the research. Before you get into yourself into that trap, make sure you've done the work. But even when you get there and it's not working for you, I do not think it's too late. You can always quit. I don't think they'll take you to jail because you do not want to do illegal things. Give it up and wait for the right opportunity for you.
All right, thank you so much, Miriam. So let's move to Mr. Gonzaga. How do you handle a boss who wants you to work overtime and doesn't compensate you for that time?
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, the way I would answer this question is it again zeroes down to emotional intelligence. If you are part of that organization and probably you know during a certain period everyone is under pressure, you work extra, and probably the resource envelope does not give that opportunity for compensation for that extra work. So in my case, I would gladly take it on as an opportunity to showcase that you can go beyond your normal JD, your normal routine. But also as part of giving back to that organization, if that work is going to go a long way in amplifying the impact of the organization or contributing to the vision of that organization. However, as you work along, it's important to develop your negotiation skills. But like I said, emotional intelligence is very important, the timing. You may not negotiate with your boss at the time when he's under pressure to deliver something. But we can have this conversation over lunch. I say, by the way, boss, yesterday I couldn't pick my children from school because of ABCD. So at least if you can add me another 50,000, which I can give to Uber to pick this child, then I am able to concentrate and do this work. So that's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's now move to Gideon, and this one is asking, how do I market myself online?
Okay, thank you very much. How do I market myself online? Business and your goods. So, in every social media that we can use, we always have the first place, which is the profile and the bio. Then, when we are having the profiles, let me take an example of TikTok, for example. When you have TikTok, most of people always think that TikTok is only for fun. But what I can assure you that is that TikTok is a good tool for marketing, because you find yourself, you are a graphic designer, you do graphic design or web development, but what you post on TikTok is not related to what you do. What you post is dancing, laughing, and whatever. But if you want to use that TikTok as a tool which can market yourself, make sure from the beginning of your account, from the starting of your account, from the profile, you put the real name, the real names, but also, or you can put the real names, or you can even put the nicknames that people always call you when in that particular field. Then also, on the bio, put the brief explanation or description of what you do and how you do it, and also, and even the strengths and the weaknesses that you have. Then also is also posting what you do, because when you post something here, we can see it here in the room, but also people who are outside this room can also see what you posted on your social media. So answering the question is by, first of all, by putting clear captions and posts on your on your medias or online in different platforms. But also, and another thing is also putting identifying or describing your bio the way you are, and according to what you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gideon. As we come to the close of this, let's move to Keisha. How can I start a business? I think you should be able to answer these two all together. How can I handle a client? How can I handle a business? And how can I start a business?
Thank you so much. I'm going to start with how can I start a business. Businesses come from ideas, and ideas are from where we are. We get ideas from the problems we've faced, the problems that are affecting the people close to us, and even the society we live in. That's basically entrepreneurship, which breeds business. So if you are somewhere and there is a problem and you really see the problem, that's the first business you should think about. Yesterday I gave an example of Chihumro, guys. There's a lot that is happening that side. The place is still open to anything. If you can analyze in the area you're staying in, or you're a student, probably people struggle to get Rolex. You don't have to make Rolex in your room. If you can, well and good. But can you think about having someone to bring Rolex from town to you, and you add 500 when selling it? You're solving a problem and you're making money out of it. So I can't tell you that there is a proper strategy of you have to sit down, have this and this. As long as there is a problem where you're staying, or a problem affecting the community you're in, that's the first idea you should think about and having a business. Then also another way to do business is, we cannot all be business people. Like, we can't all have ideas, but we can think about working with people that have businesses. Yesterday we talked about how we are talented in different ways. I can think about working with him because he's good in this area. Then we together come up with one business that is going to solve something that is affecting our people. But ultimately, there should be a problem and you're solving. How do I handle clients? Clients are good people, and clients have your money. And clients are kings. If you already started the business, Everyone that is around you is a potential client. So the way you hand yourself around them, they will either buy from you or not. We have clients that are good, we have clients that are annoying, we have clients that are cheap, we have those that are expensive. There are so many categories of clients. But as they talked about emotional intelligence, it's you to make all ways possible to make sure that when I meet Sumaya, she has my money and I have to use all ways to get money from him. However annoying she can get, however good she is, me, I want money from him. So you put all other things aside and focus on getting money from those clients. So there is no proper strategy that you have to probably smile all the time or do this and this. You just have to make sure that you try all means to please them because they want something from you and you also want something from them. But remember, they have a wide scope of getting that thing they are looking for. So for you, your strategy as a business person is, I'll use all the ways to make sure that I get money from this person. Do what they want. Is it packaging? Are they those that don't negotiate? Start from a higher price and see. Are they the ones that need things to be delivered to them? Are they so rude? So you just have to understand them and deal with them the way they come because they have your money. I think I've really answered that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Keisha. Thank you so much. We are now going to open the discussion to you. You just have to raise your hand. I'm only going to take 6 questions. So you direct a question to a specific panelist. If they have directed a question to him or her already, you're just going to meet them during lunch and ask your question. So if you have any questions for any of the panelists, just raise your hand and I will come to you. Anyone? Yes, please.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My question goes to Keisha. My question is, how do you handle a boss who is more interested in your personal life? How do you handle a boss who is more interested in your personal life? Like someone who follows you like you find someone follows you on social media, Twitter and Facebook. Like whenever you post, he's the immediate person to like or follow or do anything. Or he's more interested. If you print hair, I ask where, like which style is that, like that. Me, I've experienced such a boss. That's why I'm asking that question.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I think you can note it then. We're going to answer all of them at once. Anyone else with a question? You just have to direct it to a specific panelist. Anyone? They told you guys about confidence. Let me hope you're not shy or you're not afraid to ask your questions. Anyone else? All right.
Thank you so much. My first question goes to Mr. Gonzaga. How can you work with a jealous workmate? Another question goes to Mr. Sankala.
How can you work with a jealous workmate?
And you find sometimes we instructors, you find you're working alongside a partner. So a session you have to do it with that same person, and this person is jealous. How do you do about that? My question goes to Mr. Sankala. I would like to know, like me, I've started a simple project. And my target customers would be the foreigners. It's a tourist project. So I would like to know how, on my level, how can I build it to make a progress? Thank you.
Okay, and now we are only left with questions for Joshua, Miriam, and Gideon. Anyone with questions for them? Anyone? All right, so since you do not have questions, I'm going to let the rest of the panelists answer their questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have a question. We have a beautiful lady in the audience. She wants to build a tourism company. Her target market, tourists. And therefore, she's not looking at taking Sankara to the Kimburo, for instance. But that's another day when we dive into your business model but let's stick to you're interested in foreigners, yeah? So big time, ladies and gentlemen, and especially ladies, there's never been a better time for ladies to thrive in businesses, in global opportunities, employment, you can mention it. We've not had a better time other than today. If we have, let's have a Sarah, okay? Let's have a Sarah, yeah? A Sarah who is active on social media. She has, if you visit her LinkedIn, she has something like, come with me to travel through Uganda, or come with me tour Uganda, okay? On her LinkedIn, she has all the photos with, the most interesting places in Uganda. I do not know some of them that you have visited. We have Sarah posting these photos with captions like, at only how much USD you could spend a night here. We have a Sarah whose LinkedIn has a story of how such a place has perhaps generated either income or some cool stories that have been, happening there. We have Sarah mentioning, creating the value, communicating the value all through, okay? If Sarah ever gets an opportunity and she hosts one foreigner, even if it's, anyway, we really should not be calling them foreigners. But let's maintain the term tourists or clients. Even if she partnered with Canine Safaris Limited, which is not her company in any way, and she used any of their content to talk about a certain place with those clients in the picture, it is all over LinkedIn, TikTok, and the likes. Look at a Sarah who says, I am willing to invest the little that I have into putting in a visituganda.com website. Let's look at a Sarah who says, okay, you may not have money to go to Bwindi, but as long as you're going through Mbarara, here there's a space you can be able to pass by, and you will view. On this screen here will take you through, at least virtually. You have a feel of what happens in Bwindi. Let's look at a Sarah who ideally brands herself around tourism, okay? Now, why I said there's no better time, it's because out of, I do not know how many we are in the room, but if we take 100, or I could just say how many of us do not have smartphones. I'm in the audience and I do not have a smartphone. Do we have any? Well, let's assume they are there but scared to raise their hands. And just like that, you missed out on someone saying, well, I'm giving you a smartphone. But the truth is, at least 80% have smartphones, okay? Our parents, our judges did not have that opportunity, and that's what you should be able to boast of. So, utilizing the little resources, starting from the mobile phone that you have, positioning yourself in that lane, and you could be able to attract. And on and on and on. But the easiest is that, start with what you have, then also look through who is doing what you actually want to do, and could there be anything you could collaborate with them, whether they are paying you or not. All you're looking out for is traction right now. If I know that in the building there's Canine Safaris, they do what I already want to do, they are living my dream, what can I do with them, even when they are not paying me, but at least I can now mention somewhere that I have actually done ABCD within that lane. Sorry, Sumaya, I used also the time for the people that were not asked. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sankara. So, Gideon, can you please answer your question?
Do we have someone who is jealous in the room? Someone who is jealous. Jealousy. Because the question was about a workmate who is jealous. Oh. Okay. I just wanted to know if there is someone. But now, colleagues, I want to challenge you to go and look at the 21st century skills. You are going to find collaboration and teamwork as the most important skill that is needed in the 21st century. So if we are into collaboration and teamwork, what that means is that each member of the team has unique skills, abilities, and competencies that they bring on the table. And that also speaks to the different diversity that you should embrace as you work along. Now, having said that, again, it will zero down to different personalities, how they are brought up. But for me, I think when you see someone is jealous, that is sickness. He actually needs mental health support. This person lacks self-confidence. So if you had, or I had a colleague who is that way, one would be to see how do I help them get support to heal from that disease called jealousy. But two, I talked about emotional intelligence. If I know this person is really working to see me fail, then I keep cards to my chest. I don't have to say everything. For example, I had a colleague, because I was working towards my career progression, but we work together as a team. So when I am not there, I am supposed to delegate him to do the work. But do I have to tell him that, I have been invited for an interview? Not. Because the first time I told him, he told my boss directly. And it landed me into problems. So sometimes it is important to read the people around you, read the environment, and make responses based to that. I think that's the best way I can answer that question.
Thank you so much. Let's move to Keisha.
Thank you so much, the person that asked. And I have so many bosses here. You guys, you're potential bosses to me. Because I like money, and whoever pays me is my boss. I really believe you're going to be my bosses at one time, and I have my bosses in the room already. So, about personal life, I really, really want to tell you and say that the boundary you build the very first time you meet the person is what they are going to sail on. Someone talked about values and what you stand for, but I don't want to make it so complicated by using so hard words. If I enter in an organization and people know me for putting on sneakers, that's my brand. You may not actually tell them that, by the way, I put on sneakers, but if they see you for 21 days, you'll be defined by that. I'm using that as an example. So if your boss, for one reason, views your status, which is very okay. Me, I don't have issues with people seeing my status. I believe my status communicates what I feel. It's upon you to interpret it the way you want. But when you talk about branding, it brings another thing. So if your boss sees your status and for one reason they drop in a comment for the first time, the second time, if you're not comfortable with the comment the very first time, please make it clear. And making it clear is not being rude. Someone will say, you post your picture for one reason and they say you're hot. Say thank you, sir, and leave it at that. They will know their space. But when you send in an emoji of smiling, they're going to sail on that. You get? they have moved from probably your status, now they are going on TikTok. So on TikTok, probably you're posting your dancing videos, and for one reason they comment a very funny comment. Reply them. They are not in their inbox with the same answer you used the first time. Thank you, sir. Let them know their space. The moment you give them a chance of them thinking it's no longer boss workmate relationship, they're going to sail on that. And another thing, if you're not comfortable with them viewing your status, block them. You're not okay with it, block them. If they can view it, well and good. Then for the physical comments, as you say, she talked about you do hair and someone says, oh my God, this is good. It's okay. I am not someone that will say, why is he telling me your hair is nice? For one reason, you're beautiful. Embrace it so well. Inform them that this is the usual. You're not shocking me to tell me that I'm beautiful. I already know. But the moment they tell you you're putting on a very nice skirt and you smile, they may think something else. But if someone walks to you, they're your boss, and they're like, oh my God, your hair is so beautiful. Tell them politely, but this is me. I mean, I'm supposed to be looking like this. So it shouldn't be like they are actually making you understand who you are. But inform them that, by the way, I know me, I did this hair, and I know this is who I am. So the moment you build that, they will know your boundaries. I am not lying. People are going to always comment. I see so big people in my inboxes saying those weird comments. First of all, if I'm not comfortable with replying, no one is going to come and beat me. It's my phone, it's my data. I will Bluetooth them and move on. If I'm okay with replying, I will say, thank you so much, sir. The moment you add that, they are in their space. But if you give them a chance to give any other comment, they're going to use that. Then you'll be there, they're giving you as examples. The other time, people were in weekends posting. But if I post something on my status, I've gone to wherever I've gone, must you bring it in the meeting? You understand? So keep the boundaries where you want them. If you give them space, they're going to enter into your personal life. If you're not comfortable, block them. If they're giving you comments you're not happy with, tell them politely. And you're like, by the way, I don't like any sexual related comments. And yesterday I told you sexual harassment is not about rape. Someone coming to you and they tell you statements you're not comfortable with, or statements that can arouse you, is sexual harassment. So tell them, by the way, that's harassment. And it will keep them in their space and they will calm down, but politely, because they are paying you in the end. Okay? I think I've really answered you, but if you want more tips, I am here. I've faced those things so much.
Thank you so much, Keisha. So in just less than a minute, I'm going to request each panelist to just give parting shots, maybe any piece of advice you have for the young women that we have here, anything you wish they should know as they are going to start navigating the job world, in just 1 minute. So you can start.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here, and I have learned so many things from you guys. But what I can tell you all is the fact that you set time 2 days and came here. It is something that you've done for your destiny. Don't sit on opportunities. Please expose yourself, because there was no one that will know that she's facing that problem if she didn't come here. So if you have a chance to move, travel, make friends, and live life, guys, and in the end, know that there will be judgment. They are going to ask you what you did on earth. Let's fulfill the purpose that we are sent for. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with adding on the first answer that I responded. There are also other things that employers always consider. Those are the skills, the soft skills that you have. What are those soft skills? For example, the communication skills, the active listening, and other more, like we have teamwork and collaboration. So we need also to have the skills which can also defend what we are doing. Then an advice that I can give to everyone in the room, mostly to ladies, we always believe, some years back, we could believe that ladies could be in the kitchen, not in the sitting room. But now this is a good opportunity that ladies can also embrace the sitting room and the public faces. Because when we see a lady somewhere and a gentleman somewhere applying for something, the higher chances are for ladies. But the problem, ladies are not showing up. But this is an opportunity to come in front and do your best, practice your best, and show the world that you can do something, and you also, and ladies are also able to make something, and innovations. That's one. Then another thing is also embracing the technology, because in our area where we stay, you can count people, or maybe you can count ladies who are skilled in computer, or in digital skill, in digital aspect and digital things. But this training, I'm seeing it as an opportunity to ladies to embrace also technology, because we are using different platforms, we are using different social medias. But now, how can we use those social medias professionally? Like, most of people always use WhatsApp business, but how are you using that WhatsApp business? Are you using that WhatsApp business only for sending messages and responding, giving blue ticks and black ticks? No. But you need to know it is a WhatsApp business. You can make business, but you can also advertise your things using that same media. And another advice is also to make use of AI, because we have been introduced to AI, but some of you in this room can be not having information about it. Let's do research, let's learn more about it, and we practice this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gideon. Let's hear from Mr. Gonzaga. In 1 minute, please.
Okay, thank you. So in 1 minute, I would say we are not here to do motivational speaking. And I can tell you, I have failed on many times, but I have also succeeded many times. So what is important to know is that there will always be points in time where you fail. There are also points in time where you thrive. That's very important for your mental health. Why I'm speaking to that, yesterday there was, I think, a session on mental health, but we couldn't go deeper to it. Guys, what is most important is your health first, because if you don't exist, nothing you can achieve. So take care of your mental health. As you scroll through your phone, don't do it 48 hours and then you sleep 3 hours. You are going to break down. I've faced that. Much as you want to multitask, you want to do this and that, find time to rest. Don't deprive yourself of sleep. Go out, go and take ice cream. Okay? Then, lastly, of course, like I said, guys, opportunities meet those who are prepared. Luck might be there, but again, you will be able to meet that luck when you are prepared. Do not think the know-how, the know-who can happen, but if you have the right skill, please, I would not expect you to give up your body because you need a job. I would not. At least not any of one of you in this room. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's hear from Miriam.
In 1 minute.
Or less.
Yes. So, first of all, I would like to appreciate you all for the time you've committed to come and attend this event. I now want to challenge us that before you came here, there are things you didn't know. But the hours you've spent here, there's so much you've learned, there's so much you've heard. And when you leave here, my challenge to you is go and challenge yourself. Go and challenge yourself about everything we've talked about. If you took notes, go and assess yourself and identify why you need to do better. If you have any issue with self-confidence and all that, find yourself in spaces that are going to help you come out of that shell And that's how you're going to have added value to yourself. And that's how you count this event one of the transformations in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Let's hear from
Thank you very much. So, one of the things that I have three things that I wanted to communicate. One is I'm re-echoing the position yourself. Make sure that you learn everything that there is in your domain. Okay? So, I can tell you that I'm a graphic design instructor, but I don't have any certificate of graphic design. Actually, after here, you guys graduating, my graphic designers that I've been teaching, you'll be more qualified than me, okay? Because why am I here is because I tried to learn that skill years ago, okay? And I have been trying to advance myself throughout those years. Two is embrace the learning culture, never stop learning. This is, I've tried to interact with most of you. I think the people haven't interacted with at the data analysis class, but for most of you, I try to tell you that make sure that you embrace the learning culture. If you are doing data analysis, try to learn software development, to continue and do data science and machine learning and the rest. If you are into web development, at least learn a bit of graphic design. If you are in digital marketing, learn web, learn graphic design. Nothing stops you, okay? Embrace the learning culture. And then the third thing I wanted to communicate was know your value. So there is this statement that a friend of mine told me years back, that make sure that you do not leave money at the table. I'm like, okay. So I started my career, graphic design logos for 20,000, design logos for 30K. I'm designing a flyer for you, and people brand you as that cheap person, okay? But the more you grow and the experience also increases, make sure that you know your value, know where to stop. Don't do that thing of, I don't leave money at the table. Feel free to walk away if what they are offering does not match your value, and also learn how to fake it until you make it, but learn what you are faking, okay? So if I am a web designer, if I don't know anything about web design, but someone asked me, do you design websites? I'll say yes, but then I'll try to contact a web designer. But make sure that at the end of the day, you learn what the web designer is doing, so that at the end of the when you get the next client or a referral, you do not leave that money to the other person, but to yourself. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So ladies and a few gentlemen that are in the room, this is 1 minute, okay? The final 1 minute. And I would request that I talk to you, looking at all of us. Just 1 minute, attention for 1 minute, okay? Now, as we go back, find one good reason to knock on the door of people like WiTU, okay? Find one good reason to enter a room that has the divines and you have something to tell them, okay? Find one reason to find the divines seated at the table and you can sit with them and tell them something. It can be from the work you do, it can be from what you are about to start, but it has to start from the value. There's nobody that wants any talk, any discussion, whether they are about to help you, that does not actually call out for value. Even in the Bible, when this gentleman is being called upon to save Israelites, the first question God asks, well, it was him who said, why choose me? I can't even speak. And what did God ask them? That what? So many people are like me. But he says, what do you have? And what did he have? A rod or a stick, okay? I can't be me that does not want value if God that I believe first asked for, what do you have? The rest is really a story. The rest is a story. Secondly, I have entered the room I have gotten an opportunity to work with her. There's a belief that young people can actually not deliver. You need to prove them wrong. Again, to the Bible, this old man holds Jesus or learns to know that Jesus is born, and he says, I can finally die, for the Savior is born. You want to hear that from her, saying, I can finally rest, because Jackie is in the room, okay? Because they know that you will actually deliver, okay? Now finally, I'm an advocate of start your own. I know if you're like me, if you grew in an African setup, as ladies, you must have played kwepena, okay? While you did that, a young Sankara and the young Felixes and the other boys in the villages were playing local football that we made by ourselves. Do you remember that local ball made out of fibers, banana fibers? What do you call it in your local name? Akarere, okay? Now I have a story to tell, which is the final one. This young boy makes a ball, comes with it on the pitch, and he sets the rules. Okay? Because the ball is his. If he says that's a penalty, no, you can't say no, okay? Otherwise, he will take the ball home. We used to choose from the village boys, and he would choose the best teams and say, you, here. You can't say, but no. If he says you're playing badly, then that's it. Now that's the power of creating your own, because you set the rules. Especially if you are a girl in this century. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Sankara, thank you so much to all our panelists. I believe all this information has really been insightful, and I believe that they have actually set the pace for us to navigate the job world, right? So let's give them a loud applause as they leave the stage. Thank you so much once again. So we are now going to move into another insightful session. I know people have told you about use social media, market yourself, do this and this, but I know some of you still have the questions of how do I do it, how do I get there? We are going to hear from a personal branding specialist, a digital marketer, one of the best that we have in the region, and that is Felix Becker, MTF Becker, the team lead at DigTech Solutions. So kindly applaud him as he gets here. And in case you have any questions for him, please feel free to ask him. He's a very resourceful person. Clap for him as he gets here. And as Becca comes, if you haven't registered, please just head over to the registration table and register, because your registration is really essential for us. And you might even actually miss out on something in case you haven't registered. So please head over to the registration desk. It's over there at the entrance, and register.
Thanks very much. I'm glad to be here. I came here as a stranger, but after finding many people I'm used to, I now call it home, considering the second factor that it's not my first time talking to an audience that is organized by women in technology. So before I start, I would like to first know some of you. Maybe let me know this one. Could you please tell me who you are?
Yes, good morning everyone. I'm Agaba Gennady. I'm a paravet by profession.
Thank you. I would like to hear from another person. Tell me who you are.
Hey everyone, I'm called Simra Promise. I'm from Kateti.
Thanks very much. I will use these two people during my presentation. I will use their introduction and they will help us in learning more about personal branding. Help me in the next slide. Yes. The person standing here before you is called Twesime Felix Baker. But I prefer to be called MTF Baker. So when you meet me somewhere, call me MTF Baker. Though when I'm issuing that invoice, it will be from Twesime Felix. I'm a digital creator, and I help business owners to establish powerful online brands through creating compelling content that these professionals and business owners can use while communicating with their audiences on different platforms, basically digital platforms. I do this with the help of the skill sets I have, which include social media marketing, content marketing, graphic designing, web designing, photography, and video editing. I'll be basing much on my personal experience, and in the next few minutes we are going to understand what personal branding is. So basically this knowledge will help us in crafting our individual personal brands to help us stand out and thrive in everything that we are doing. So, what is a personal brand? I started by telling a few people here to introduce themselves. But if I can pick another person to tell me who our second person said she is, a biggest percentage will not be remembering. Why? When the person was introducing herself, she didn't even stand out of the crowd. So she talked like any other person here. And when we are remembering, we don't remember everyone. We remember those ones who stood out, those ones who made a difference. This one was audible. Yeah, you heard her. But if I can ask you, very few people know what she does, what she's about. We have had instances where people share names. So introducing yourself by just a name at times may not be enough. She didn't even stand out. That means she's still on our level. All of us who are seated here. So we are going to see what a personal brand can help you in trying to stand out and talk about your story and you become memorable. So in simple terms, personal branding is about defining and communicating your unique value proposition. I was not here when you started, but you would have come across such concept, unique value proposition. Did you? Okay, in case you didn't, this is basically about who you are, what you stand for, which value you offer, Who are the beneficiaries? And what makes you unique? Are we together? When you combine all those, they create your unique value proposition. And once you're successful at that, you have successfully created a brand. So you can tell people who you are by creating stories, by being useful, by bringing something valuable. There is a possibility that all of you may not know my name, but you know that I'm talking about personal branding. So that is the value I'm trying to bring. Then I should be intentional about the people I'm talking to. I'm not talking to everyone. I'm talking to those people that are looking up, that are up to creating their stories. People that want to stand out and have a lasting impact in their societies or maybe in their communities. So that one helps me in putting across my message in a strategic manner that will be of a great impact, both the ones I'm talking to and to me that is delivering the value. Then, while doing that, I should remember that I'm not the only one doing this. We are so many people doing this. Whatever we are doing, there is a possibility, if you're not innovating, if you're not trying to discover something new, if you're doing what is around, it means you're not the only one. There are other people that started it, that are doing it. So how are you going to convince me to stop enjoying the service from the other side to come and enjoy it from you? There must be something that sets you apart in the way you do your business, in the way you present yourself, in the way you do your job. I've been hearing questions here. Someone is like, maybe wants to know how to, request for a pay rise without necessarily asking for it. This is how you can do it. Look at the other fellow employees, and look for the way of making yourself exceptional. When you're exceptional, you're going to be remembered, your impact is going to be felt, your absence is going to be felt. I was somewhere where my boss used to tell me, before you become insubordinate, first ask yourself, do I feel your absence? If they cannot feel your absence, it means what you do, everyone can do it. And that means your value is not in any way different. So when you have created that, you have identified yourself and you've communicated how different you are, you have a brand that is worth rewarding. The personal branding can help everyone. Don't say me, I'm an entrepreneur, I don't need that. Most people will tell you your business can never outgrow your value. You will never see a poor person owning a big company. You'll ask yourself, why is Bill Gates still fighting for media space? Why is he fighting to be involved in global advancements and all those programs? It's because he knows if his personal value is low, his ventures will also be low. Are we together? Okay. So, if you are an entrepreneur, you need personal branding. If you are employed on a job, you need personal branding. Because I've ever been in a situation, you're presenting the job applications, but they are calling someone begging him to come and work. You're already there presenting yourself, but they're like, there is someone we are still contacting. If he accepts, he will take on the job. If he doesn't accept, then you'll have the chance. While you're begging to be allowed, there is someone they are begging to come. What brings that? The value they have created in themselves. If you're maybe a consultant, You need to create your personal brand. There is no way people are going to trust you if you don't have stories around yourself, if you don't have an impact that is known in the community that you're serving. So now that we know, I may assume that we all know what personal branding is, we can now push and look at how it's going to help us. Some people may know that lady on the photo, and if you've been following her, you know that she truly deserves the position she's occupying. Do we know her? Yes. So you know that she deserves, and if you see the effort she's putting in, you would see that she's commanding, she's bargaining for her value. We are asking, why should we include personal branding in whatever we are doing? Help me scroll. So number one, personal branding will help you get noticed in any field where you are. Let's say you're a graphic designer. There are so many graphic designers who will be charging a friendly fee, but then you'll find clients lining up for a particular graphic designer. He tells them, your work is coming in a week. They are like, it's okay, we shall wait. It means that person has commanded his space, his share. He knows what he's doing, and he has communicated his value. They know it, and they are willing to pay any price for that person. So look at your field, see how you can create a personal brand and stand out above the other average. When they give you a microphone here to speak and introduce yourself, stand out, be loud, stand up tall, make sure your height is on top of everyone. When you're doing that, you're creating stories and impressions. I may ask a question here, and I'm like, for the days you've spent here, who is the most popular person in the room? Do we have any? Who is that? Who is that? Okay, that name you've mentioned. So why do you think of all the people they have mentioned that name? You've been here for days. It means he's doing something that will make him or her stand out. Then we are looking at credibility. If you have a brand, it means there are stories and perceptions around you that are already known. So when someone is dealing with you, they don't have to struggle, trying to look for sureties, maybe look for, other people to come and stand in for you, because your stories are already backing you up. So if you want to deal with clients that will not give you stress, as in fast work before I pay you, those things, or they're like fast work for a probation of 6 months, if you don't want those, create a personal brand. It will help, it will save you that exploitation of 6 months. Can't tell me I'm performing 3 months, you are going to give me probation for more 3 months. Then from there you're like, we are not satisfied. You again hire another person, 3 months. You've used people for free for the whole year. That's not right. To avoid that, create your personal brands. Then we are saying it can create opportunities. People who are speaking here, it's not that they are here by luck. They have really worked for it. And when they are here, they get to express themselves, tell the public what they do, and after these meetings, maybe in the evening, they share contacts, they go and crack business deals, they are presented to new business opportunities, and all that. So to enjoy those, make sure you work on your personal brand. Let's go to the next. I'm trying to be so fast because of time. Now that we already know that, what should we consider when we are looking at this whole concept of personal branding? One, we have already said we need to consider unique value proposition. you have to identify your skills. What are your skills? The skills where you can where you know you can excel and provide the best of your expectations. Look at what you're passionate about. You know, at times when you're doing something, there is where you get a point you feel like quitting. But if you're doing something you're passionate about, it will be an extra force, an extra grip that will keep you going. Look at your passion, look at your experiences, because we believe if you have a good experience, you're likely to deliver. Then still, we are looking at what makes you unique. We are human beings, and we have strengths and weaknesses. And we have our style of doing businesses differently, by the way. There is this person who will be like me, I would like to take my time to give you best results. Then there is this guy who will be like, just give me the task, I will handle in less than the allocated time. We are different. So you have to identify those so that you see where you can excel best. I heard someone who was asking about where the employee is demanding, like is pressurizing. Someone is like, the pace where they want you to deliver is not matching with the pace that you're used to. Sometimes I can blame you because you're supposed to do that background check. See, these people I'm engaging, what are their demands? Am I able to meet them? Do I have the competencies? When you don't, look for where you can be tolerated. There is always something for everyone. It's just a matter of being intentional, being specific about what you want, and also presenting yourself to the right people that would consume your services or your presence without any problems. Then target audience, like I've told you, if you are a brand, you're not targeting everyone. You're targeting a few people. When I told them to introduce themselves, this one talked about what she does, but she didn't tell the target audience. Like for me, I'm not targeting everyone. I'm a graphic designer, yes, I'm a photographer, but my primary audience is professionals and business owners who are interested in creating impactful online brands. If you don't want that, then you're not my client. You know what that one helps me? I don't waste energy on people that are not likely to turn into my clients. So you have to identify the target audience that is likely to consume your services. You have to understand their needs. The greatest delivery you can do to a client is satisfying their needs. It doesn't matter whether you have a high quality product or service. As long as it doesn't satisfy the need, you have not served. So when you know the audience, you must make sure that you understand their needs and you strategically create solutions for their needs. Then consistency. I shouldn't go on TikTok and I find you dancing, then I go to LinkedIn, I find you teaching, then I go to X, I find you in funny memes, whatever, then I go to Facebook, I find you're like people power. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but do it if it's your brand, because being a politician is also a brand. We have people that have created their brands and they are shaking the societies. Wherever they step there like this, Mgateka, in just 2 months, Mbarara is already aware that he has landed. So you have to be consistent. If I meet you here, if I find you on Facebook, if I find you on WhatsApp, if I find you on LinkedIn, if I find you on X, it should be the same values, the same message, the same tone, the same personality. If you're a cheerful person on TikTok, be a cheerful person on Facebook and X. Don't come here and become an introvert. You will not be consistent and people will be confused and they will end up not considering you in case of anything. Then you have to be authentic. Being a brand doesn't mean being perfect. Because a brand has a personality. These are human traits attached to your brand. Say if your brand was to be a person, which kind of a person was it supposed to be? Some people are afraid of failing. Who tells you that failure is not part of life? You find I'm in business, I don't want people to know that I've offended a client. Things happen. In fact, if you show me that every time things are okay, I get worried. When I'm doing background check, when I'm doing social proof, looking for service providers in services that I cannot manage, I always filter. I start with low reviews to see what was the problem they talked about these people. Is it something I can tolerate? Personally, people who have dealt with me, there are many here in this room, they know my weakness. I give you my work, you don't respond after one day, you will not receive any feedback from me. I had allocated the time, and now I've pushed on to another thing. And people will say, you are not accommodative. Yeah, that's a problem if I had communicated that I'm accommodative and I don't accommodate. But if I had told you that during my service delivery, you want a flyer, I'm going to take 2 hours designing it and 1 hour reviewing it. Though that's a maximum of 3 hours. Beyond 3 hours, it's another deal. Or you go with what is there. Someone will be like, but that's rude. Yes, I'm sorry to you, it's rude, but you would have known before coming. I'm not saying you should be rude in your brands, but just know that it's okay to have weaknesses. But again, you have to capitalize on your strengths so that your strengths can cover up for the other things. Someone should come to you knowing that when I'm coming to Baker, I won't get a flyer in 24 hours. It's okay to tell someone that you'll get this flyer in a week and you deliver it in 5 days than telling someone you're going to deliver in 1 hour and you deliver in 4 hours. So you have to be authentic and stop acting like robots. We don't have robot brands. That's why brands go ahead and hire what we call brand ambassadors. They want to show you, if someone has hired Eddie Kenzo, they want to show you that we relate with how Eddie Kenzo conducts himself. Are we together? In case you don't understand, I can allow you to interrupt and ask so that once we go, we finish. Then storytelling. Tell us your journey. We don't want this success that is not documented. Documented here, I mean, there is no one to tell your story. No one, there is nowhere they can go and find things about you. You know, it doesn't really resonate. In 2018, when we started Digitech, Mr. Sankara was at MAST. I think he was a prime minister. I don't know the position. But they had MAST Bazaar. So through my street guy, we acquired some deal from them. But before they could give us the deal, they wanted us to have an office, which we didn't have. So we tried to pray around and ended up, getting the deposit from them. Then we used the deposit to hire a room at Grand West Arcade Level 2 along the high street where we are still located. So by doing that, we were trying to satisfy his need, but we were struggling. And this is a story I can now tell, and there are people testify that that actually it happened. Because along the service delivery, things didn't go well. I remember we were offering sound, lights, and stage. Along the way, some speakers got blown off. Even the artist that was supposed to perform, She openly told us that the music is poor, the sound system is poor, but we moved on. So when I'm here now talking from an elevated angle, I'm sure that someone here can testify about the journey we've taken. So as a brand, someone will be like, yeah, if they are promising me growth, they have gone through it, they have the experience, and therefore they can help me. So make sure you create stories around your brand. That story should not only include you and the services, it should also include the people you were serving. You were not alone. You alone cannot build a brand, because a brand is the perception that people know about you or your services. Your job is to influence what they think about you. So if you don't have people around you that can tell your story, you don't have a brand. So what can we do? Where can we start from if we want to build our brands? I'm using her picture because for those who have followed the industry, they know her journey from where he started up to where she is. So the number one, you have to define your identity. Clarify on how you want to be known. Remember I said, the story that people talk about you is your brand, but it's you to influence them to talk about you in a way that you want. So you have to clarify your values. How do you operate? How does someone engage with you to achieve, to get the best out of you? You have to leverage social media, blogs, websites, and showcase your expertise. For example, I'm MTF Baker across all platforms. You check there. At least you will get to know what I do. You'll get to know the people I've worked with. You will get to know my skill set. And at least if you're planning to work with me, you know that at least I can do what you're looking for. That's, I had them talking about social media, and I'm still re-echoing it. Make sure you use it. Then network. Go and look for the people in your field. Get these professional bodies. Join them. There is someone who is overwhelmed with work right now. The same time you're looking for what to do. But they don't know you. Show up. When they tell you to introduce yourself, talk about your name, talk about what you do, talk about the skills, talk about the convenience that people find in working with you. You may find there is a business partner that is looking for that very person within this very room. So make sure you join those professional bodies like the accountants, lawyers. They are always talking about things affecting the industry. You know, they are sharing opportunities around. So don't sit at home, use them. Let's go. Then create content. This content may be about your experience, may be about your goals, may be about your skills, may be about your impact. And this content can be in form of photos. Wherever you go, if you're doing something meaningful, take photos. These photos they are taking here, these videos they are recording here, they are for everyone here. If you can respectfully ask for them, they can give them to you. Share them on your LinkedIn profile. Your next boss is there scrolling, looking for those people. You have the evidence to talk about you. Employers have now started doing background check before they can even contact you, before they can even shortlist you. So share the content. That little impact you think. Maybe there was a charity event. You are celebrating a friend's birthday and you went somewhere. You visited the needy and you donated some things. Get that photo, you shared it there. It will help you one day. And let's continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. MTF, for the great presentation. Mine, I want to add on what you've said. By the way, my name is Biawaziri Pore, the AI person here. In case you want to know about AI, you can come for me. One thing I've realized that can kill your brand on social media, in most cases, when you try to abuse your followers on social media, that can kill your brand. So you have to respond to them like the way Keisha said. That's how you have to treat people who follow you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Polly?
Thanks very much. At least you've added a voice, and I'm glad. I hope if you're an AI person, you're telling professionals that AI is here to help us do our job better rather than taking our job. I used to spend 10 hours looking for a logo concept, but now with various AI tools, I just conceptualize something. Then I put in prompts and it visualizes my idea. Even if now a client wants 5 samples, I can give them. And still, I always put my clients on test. They're like, maybe I cannot pay 110 for your logo. I'm like, how much do you have? It's like 50K. I give them a link to the AI and I give them the prompts. They still fail to generate them. It's you to feed the AI still. So I hope you told them. Okay, that's good. To the person that was asking about the slides, yeah, I can share with them. But this was just a tip of the iceberg. In an unlimited scenario, I can train for 2 days on such a topic. So if you have your time, you can always invite us. We talk to your team in detail, or you can always pass by at Grand West Arcade, level 2, and you always get free consultations about social media marketing and personal branding. They are free at DigTech Solutions Hub. And maybe let me use this opportunity. Starting with this October, we are introducing a website that will be giving all this information. It will be called DigTech Series, but once it's done, we shall be sharing it. Then we shall also be hosting free live sessions for a limited time before we monetize them. So just take the number, and if you want to have more information, we are DigTech Solutions Hub across all platforms for the brand I represent. Then I'm also MTF Baker across all social media platforms. You can tap on me and I get it. That number is also on WhatsApp.
All right. Thank you so much, Baker. I believe his expertise is really essential for each one of us. Can we give him a round of applause? So I'm going to request each one of us to stand up as we come close to the end of this session. Please stand up. Make sure you have space wherever you're standing. Yes? So we are going to be following. So we are going to be doing whatever this over here, over what is doing, right? Right? Okay. So let's. No, you increase the sound. Obstruction, eh? all right. Thank you so much. I hope it was fun. Was it fun? All right, we are now going to have the final session for the. We're just going to have something small. So we are now going to have one final session from someone from WiTU. I know yesterday some of the people were introducing themselves, and one lady mentioned that if you want money, you go to her, right? And we all want money, right? So she's actually going to be telling us how you can actually get this money. So kindly give Maria a round of applause as she takes the floor.
This thing is not talking. Muwulira. Okay. How are you? I wanted the vibe naye mama. Ebizindalo tebyogera. I wanted to dance for you. Naye mama. Oh, how are you? You are not fine. You are very many today. Eh? You want me to dance? I'll dance after when somebody has worked on the chizinda. I promise. So you okay? My name is Maria Gloria Nachirega from Women in Technology Uganda. I work with High Innovator program. This is what the High Innovator program does. It gives people You finish it, it's okay, feel free with your full chest. It gives people money. Which people? Yes, so because Women in Technology is giving people money under the High Innovator program, the High Innovator program is an NSSF program. Anyone who has heard of an NSSF? NSSF? So NSSF saw that it needed to give back to the people through High Innovator and MasterCard. So they are giving people 20,000 USD, that's 75 million. But who gets the 75 million? That is the question. This is what happens. Somebody has to have registered their business. It must have worked at least 2 years it must have been in existence for at least 2 years. That business must be getting some revenues. Then Maria comes, looks at the business, sees that Lydia's business, Patricia's business, Shivani's business is working, which means she needs the money. So I help you manage those documents, then we take to High Innovator. Okay? They are also giving, there is another accelerator, baby accelerator. You know, women, we always dream of businesses every day. At least everyone has a business idea in their head, right? Some even have 10 of them. Snacks, then they wake up in the morning and say, no, social media. Then another, no, I think this one will work. So you need guidance. Because Maria has 7 businesses in the head right now. She's thinking of a chicken farm. She's thinking, so by the time you end the year, who is like Maria? Because your head is cooking very many businesses, so you end up not doing any. Sicho? You are so confused that you end up not even trying. So that's where I come in. I outsource you and say, yes, Shivan, Patricia, Lillian, Maria, you said you want to start business. Which business? We are using you as an example. You said you have 7. This one said it has 7 businesses in her head.
Confectionery.
Confectionery. That's making bread, chips, snacks, those things. At least you want to do confectionery. Now you want even to give students, university students, you want to give high school students, you want to give primary students. Maweke what, grab as something. So this is what happens. Maria comes to you and says, let us make this idea come true. We have, for us to make that idea come true, we have to do work for it. How many of you are WiTU students? At least you've gone through the WiTU accelerators and academies and Elevate, business, digital marketing. How many? How many students? Yes, so you are all here. As long as you know how to use a computer, you can get your business to that level. So this is what Maria comes to help you with. What's your name again? Doreen? Doreen. My mother's name. Doreen is here. She says her business is confectionery. She wants to make it work. So I get Doreen. We go to our WiTU computer. We start doing the academy. You tell me, yes, this business is called Doreen Confectionaries Limited. We even give it a name. We are building this idea to make sense, okay? So we are building this idea from the academy. We help you do the work. Me, Maria, I help you do the work. Teach you how to do a business plan for your business, how to pitch, because those entrepreneurs that are going to get money, they take them to the front and say, yes, you said your business is confectionery. So you stand in front of people, not many like you, like 5, 10. You explain to them why you need their money. So the ideas and the small businesses are given little money, but that money is not for paying. It's a grant. Do you know what a grant is? A grant is free money, but that money comes with some strings. Which strings? You said you are going to start a confectionery business. Maria has to follow you up. Some of you get our money and say, I needed a smartphone and nakuyanumo we dance wola. No kwata obusente bwaffe obutono n'obukolamu ki? Smartphone. N'obugulamu smartphone. N'ogamba fees z'abaana zituuse. So we make sure you say that idea has to be birthed. So we make sure we follow with you that idea. We apply for it. We make it better. Then we put it, the idea, to those people. Then we tell them, yes, Doreen said she's going to start her confectionery business, and this is how much she needs to start, and the proposal is here. So make her get this money. So that process of doing the academy is what they need. They want to see that Doreen really knows the confectionery business better. Okay? So that idea, after us getting money, I follow you up, but before we get it, we have to first do work for it. Because me, Maria, I don't know your business. It's you who knows your business. So you have to explain to me, this is what it is. So yes. So I'm going to be here for another week. Not everyone is going to look for a job. Some of you want to start your own. So those business ideas that you have in the head, we are going to make them come to reality through the academy. We are not saying everyone is going to pass through, but why wouldn't you pass through? So we are coming to WiTU. We are going to WiTU. You can create time tomorrow. I'll be there full time. We sit on that computer because most of you don't have computers, and this academy can't be done on phone. So you sit on that computer with me. You can give me 2 hours. We try to craft our things, make it better, send to them, then wait and see. Even in school, there were those last ones and the first ones. Why would we be the last when Maria is helping? See? So that's why I say those who have ideas, small businesses that are already running, anything, bring. At least we have like 50 people. At least we have like, because they want 150 people, women from WiTU. So if we get all the 150, don't you see we will be somewhere. Doreen here might give you a job as a digital marketeer. The other one might give you a job as the accountant. So, if you are free tomorrow and can come to WiTU, come, we do the academy, then we can see how we can access this CAF fund. So that's how we get the money. We don't just come and say, just like the way people are splashed onto money that come tomorrow, then you make a line. No, you have to do something to get the money. Any questions for me? Nga musirise, mutidde, waka mwangu. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I would like to know the people that are welcome to you. Must your business be registered, or even that person who has an idea and is just going to begin or has just started off privately can come?
As long as you know how to use a computer and you know you have an idea, you are very well invited. You can do it together and you can access the fund.
Thank you very much. What if it's not an idea? For example, you already have like mobile money lines and you need capital to use.
Mobile money is not funded, but this is what happens. Even the mobile money agent, even the person who is doing mobile money has a business idea somewhere that they want to do, not mobile money. For example, what would you want to do apart from mobile money? Chicken farming, poultry farming. Poultry farming is given money. Yeah, because they have to look for the novelty. As long as we have given you our money as a chicken farmer, because me, myself, I have a chicken farmer. But I'm asking for money to buy an incubator. People have been running somewhere else, Sugar Chick, Biyinzika, to get their chicks hatched. Bring your eggs to me, I hatch them, I get the money. So I need an incubator. And how much is an incubator? It's 25 million. Give me 25 million, I employ extra women, so we make it work. So an incubator here in Mbarara would even be better because you are next to your customers.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. What about us who have already formulated the business? We have the idea, we already have the budget. Are we also welcome?
As long as you have the business, you are welcome. The person who has an idea already, who has a budget somewhere, is better. But even that who has an idea and has no budget, still we can craft a budget together. Life shouldn't be hard.
I wanted to know if this money that you're putting in us, do we refund it? And if we are to refund it, which period?
It's a grant. Grants are not refunded. As long as you do what you ask the money for, you are not refunding the money.
Good afternoon. I'm Komjisha Morin, the CEO of Restoring Parcel Enterprises, which deals in bakery and children's clothes, as well as Recraft that does crafts of the bottles. So my question is, basing on the requirements, you've said the business has to have been in existence for more than 2 years, and it should be a registered business. Here, that's why I would like to inquire, what if the business has maybe been in operation for those years but hasn't been a registered one. How do you handle that?
People didn't get me well. You didn't get me well. This is what happens. High Innovator funds the 75 million. It funds businesses that are registered and have been in existence for 2 years. The businesses that are not registered and they have been in existence for those 2 years are getting a different fund to help them improve. But it's the competition is a bit stiff. So we are doing this academy to help you access that competition. Because Women in Technology has been given 150 slots for those people to present their ideas, their existing businesses. So we are telling them, yes, these people have the businesses, have the ideas, have been in existence but not registered, but their ask is this, so that they can do this. Have I made? They told me you are called the green lady. I love green as well.
Yes, thank you for the question. I want to ask about your location, because if someone doesn't know where you are located.
Anyone who knows where Women in Technology is located, Mbarara, please answer this question.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Women in Technology, WiTU, it is located at Amazon Building, opposite Post Bank, at 4th floor. Sorry, opposite Stanbic Bank. Thank you for the collection.
Thank you so much. I had a question behind here. Someone actually was the first person to raise. Was it you?
Thank you so much. My question is, do they fund any kind of business?
The businesses that are funded are called those businesses with novelty. Yes, they fund businesses with novelty. That's why you need Maria to explain to you what novelty is. They fund agriculture. Somebody said they are doing crafts. Somebody said they are doing tailoring. Somebody else said they are. So, as long as a business can employ people and can also show that it's going to be there for some time, yes, it can be funded. People are doing digital businesses. Somebody says, I'm buying things online, I'm selling things online, and this is, so if your website is serious, you also get the fund. So, yes, Hope.
So I needed to ask, you also said you can submit your ideas. So after submitting an idea, does it also go in that category whereby it's an academy that comes to guide you on exactly what to do? If that, then after submitting it, how long does that take for maybe that response on guiding you?
There are 3 slots. There are businesses that have been in existence that are not registered. Businesses that are registered and have been in existence, those ones go in right away. Businesses that have been there for some time, not registered, need some panel beating, have a category. Ideas have a category. So they always say it depends on the timing. So they say businesses that are registered and have these 2 years in existence and send them. Businesses that have not been registered and have been in existence, send them. So it's, for us, what we do is we work on our pipeline, because they are going to view this pipeline from this month where we are in to December. So I want the pipeline to be enough for them to choose. So we wait January, that's when they select depending on the different criteria. So if you want something so quick, it might not come, but also it comes. WiTU has the highest number of businesses that have been funded in the shortest period of time because we prepare our people enough. So don't be scared that they are going to take long to give us money. Yes, as long as you have gone through the criteria, you stand a chance of being somewhere. Yes, the idea is okay. Yes, the what is okay. The business that has not registered is okay. Yes, the business that is registered is also very okay. So you just need to tell me which category you fall under, and I help you through the academy, because all those 3 categories do the academy. I gave you a chance. Somebody else.
Thank you very much. What if someone is not from WiTU, is not a student, for example, and she has a business that is registered for more than 2 years? How can you help?
Everyone is invited. That's why we are telling you this information from here. Not only people that belong to WiTU. So it's an open for women. Even the men who have businesses that are registered, send them. We can also support them. But on a scale of 1 to 100, we take 67 women and the rest men, because it's a women.
So I wanted to ask about the program. Is it running for a specific period of time, or it's going to be around for some time? For example, if someone wants to start their business now, finish those 2 years, and then can they be able to join, or it has a specific time range?
The program has been running for the past 5 years, so it has been there. People have been getting money naye nga tebabagamba. Did you understand what I said?
Thank you. I wanted to ask that by tomorrow at what time should we meet?
This one is serious. I'll be there at 8. From 8 to 5. WiTU offices. You have questions? Come. Come, we sit and do the work. No. Tomorrow I'll be at WiTU from 8 to 5. Saturday I'll be at WiTU from 8 to 5. Monday I'll be at WiTU from 8 to 5. Tuesday I'll be at WiTU from 8. I'm going to be there for 2. So which means I want you to have the money. Hope that answers all the other questions. If you want the money and you know how to use a computer, come. Your questions will be answered tomorrow. Okay?
All right.
All those questions, I can get them. I talked to the people who are from Nachi Valley. I talked to your person, and he said he will get me slots to come and help you. I'm going to be there from 8 to 5. So you can even come at 6 and wait for me.
Thank you so much, Maria. And like she has said, you can always find her at WiTU offices. So we are now going to have one final session as we head out for lunch, right? Let us welcome Christian. Please give him a round of applause. The dance, eh? She's going to come and dance.
The one with Omega.
Omega and Cindy. See you tonight.
You are watching Beyond the Looks. You are watching Top Notch TV Beyond the Looks.